Okay, now shine it up above in the lake there.
Look at all of them.
Now look at all this gar.
Look at them.
Wow.
There's a bunch, like a school.
You know what they eat, sister?
What?
Anything they want.
Anything they want, the alligators are.
Come over here, Bob.
Oh! Was that a frog?
No, that was them gar.
Were they trying to get a frog?
There's a catfish right there. Did you see the catfish? They was attacking it.
No, they just came out like, they was up out of the water for a
Yeah.
second, wasn't they, Barton?
Yeah, they were trying to get that catfish.
Yeah.
Oh, they eat catfish?
No, they eat a lot of, yeah.
They eat everything.
Yeah, they do. They got teeth, man.
So here we are at the Golden Pond Visitor Center and Planetarium. We're going to walk in here and give you guys a little history lesson. A real history lesson. And not something somebody made up for YouTube. My wife, Letitia, Anna, Tiffany. Here we are in the center.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Very well.
We'll talk a little bit about the land, the place.
They've taken out some of the artifacts.
They've taken out some of the Indian artifacts. So
They took out, they've only got the Mississippian flint knife and the bow and the pistol.
oh, they've taken out the, okay, they got that.
They
Yeah,
still
so
got
there's some, look at that point right there, guys.
And here, look, prehistoric Native American explorers.
Yeah,
the
prehistoric
first
Native
people-
American. Let's read a little bit about this, because some of the people are saying that there were no Native American presence here, so-called experts. So you can see right there. All the way down to 10,000 BC. We have the Paleo period represented here. We have the Woodland era, Archaic, and the Mississippian, all here. And here you can see the times that they were here. So we got the newest period right there, the Mississippian period. Then the Woodland. Then the Archaic. Goes back to 7,000 BC. And the Paleo Indian all the way back to 10,000 BC. So let's just, you guys can pause this and read some of the stuff here. But I'm really interested in the Paleo Indian period. So Paleo Indians were the first people to arrive in this area. The very first people. They lived in small family bands of 10 to 15 people, hunting mastodon and mammoth. Just imagine that, with their Clovis points. And these are some Clovis points right here. And foraging from large land territories. They lived in small camps, not settlements, and made tools by flint napping.
Cherokee,
Really?
Chickasaws, Creek Indians.
Right? So this is for all you experts here that say there were no Indians here. Evidently, you've never stopped in here and spent a minute in this place. And this is, how many times have we been here, honey?
4 or 5 times.
4 or
now.
5 times now. I am disappointed that they've taken out some of the artifacts. But you guys can pause this video at any time and read some of this stuff. If you want to know the truth and not just someone blowing smoke. Long hunters. So this land has been here for as long as there's been people. This land has been fought over, and it's still being fought over today. Can you believe that?
Pause for a minute, baby.
And I just wish I could find something like that. That's a reproduction. Reproduction of the Mississippian flint knife from circa 1000 AD to 1350 AD. Wow. No Indians here. Here we have some of the early settlements and settlers here. Hear the thunder outside. Every time we come here, it seems like it's raining and thundering. Tornadoes. Tornado just touched down north of here. Trail of Tears. People between the rivers turned to one another during times of change and upheaval, while the rivers insulated them from many political, social, and economic disruptions. The people still face life changes from national events such as the Trail of Tears, the Civil War, Emancipation and Reconstruction, and the Great Depression. As they met with major cultural changes, between the river's people sought to retain what they could of their community lifeways. Thousands of Cherokee died when forced to leave their eastern lands during the dead of winter. Look at that. Now, I've known this for a long time about the Native American presence here, and I was surprised that even my scientist friend didn't know much about it. He didn't think there were Indians here, but in reality, there's no part of Kentucky that Indians did not have something to do with. They were everywhere. They called this the land of tomorrow. And how would you like to come across that in the wild? Their nickname for this place was the Dark and Bloody Ground. Elk and Bison Prairie. Cultural history of this place is just mind-blowing. 170,000 acres, wildlife viewing, history, outdoor recreation, and environmental education present a unique national recreation area for your enjoyment. Indeed it does. Late archaic bell-shaped pestle, that's that right there. We have reproduction of a platform pipe right there. That's amazing. Zoom in on that so you can see that a little bit better. Okay, I'm going to take a picture of some of this here for my buddy. Hopefully it's clear enough for him to see and read. They can always zoom in. All right, there you go. Native Americans all over this place for thousands and thousands of years. There's the truth of it. No BS. Yeah, so y'all come check this place out. As you can see, they're open daily from 9 to 5. And really, really informative. Very nice place. What's the real history of the land between the lakes? This is where to come and find out. Don't take anyone's word for it. Find out for yourself. Okay, so here we have an example of a Native American mound. There it is right there. This is a smaller one. It's only about 6 to 7 feet high. But most of them are smaller than that. Due to erosion, they've been reduced to 3 to 5 feet high. But this is all over the park. You can see these if you know where to look. You know what you're looking for. Native American mounds. Everywhere. And keep in mind that hundreds of these mounds are underwater now. Okay, here we have another example of a Native American mound. This one's only about 5 feet high. So, I don't know, yeah, about 5 feet high. So this is even smaller than the other one. But you can see that if you know what you're looking for, the evidence of the presence of Native Americans here in the land between the lakes is overwhelming. It's just overwhelming, undeniable. old silo right there. It's turned into a lookout. Y'all check out this view. Here's a place that not many people have seen. So I hope you guys are enjoying this little exploration here. Natural beauty of the land between the lakes is unsurpassed as far as I'm concerned. What do you guys think about this place? Pretty neat, right? Leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Sorry, there's visitors here. And I'm ruining my shots. Oh well. Try not to step on a timber rattler. Cottonmouth. Imagine how beautiful this was back in the day when you could walk up there and look out all over the forest. Okay, making our way back from the silo Overlook. Trying to keep an eye out for snakes, cottonmouths, timber rattlers. I'll throw in a few pictures that my buddy, the wildlife biologist, sent me of some of these snakes that he's found. 4, 3, 2. Everything went quiet again.
Yeah, because I'm sure they heard us in Grand River.
Let's try one more time. Breathe. What the hell? Let me see that one.
It depends on how you move your lips.
So we're here at the actual kill site or attack site. Brother Warren and I and the girls were up here in the car, up there, and this is about the place where we filmed that tree picker, whatever that was. Now, as you can see, there's no bunkers anywhere around this place. Only about 5 people know where this place is. Doesn't seem to be much happening tonight here. There's the moon up there in the trees. So, all these people who are taking you to the bunkers in Mount Pleasant Cemetery and telling you that that's the attack site, they're wrong. They're just simply wrong. And you need to question their expertise. Just leave that little fella alone. All these LBL experts, quote unquote, they're only about 20 years late to the party.
This like rock all the way to?
It looks like it ends right there.
Yeah.
But if you walk over here on the side, there's not that. Maybe you can push it in.
I know it ain't been that long. Did it scare you?
I'm like, well, I thought it was right in front of my face. Dropping the stones right there. I had my hands up, so I was trying to put my hair up there. So I was kind of funking around.
There we go. And then go back on soft ground.
What is it?
One little tiny tree, look.
It's just standing there all alone.
Is it a tree break over there? A limb
Oh,
break
look.
that you just saw?
Up here, see it? Fresh.
Yeah, about the height of a deer. Shine your light back up through here, honey. There's no getting out here fast.
Tree, baby.
I see it.
Trip. Don't trip over it. Did you hear something thumping
Where?
back there? I don't know. Okay, so
What's that?
what?
Did you hear that?
Heard something, but I don't know what it was.
Huh?
I heard
There's
something.
a tree knock.
Tree knot? Tree knot, guys, over here. Yeah.
Yes. Pretty close. I got it on video. It was a nice tree knock.
Yeah, it did.
Was that him stepping or something?
Yeah, it might have been me walking on the rocks up there. There's your owl, baby.
Yeah.
It's coming faster, brother. When you get in the truck, 'cause it's getting ready to blow charge it. I already know that too. Let's get in the truck, brother. Let's go stand my ground with these ladies.
All right.
Dude, there's something going through the road. Pick up speed. Get out of here.
What is it?
Something started coming at us on the screen.
How do you know?
Because the boar heard it.
It's coming. It was walking real slow and then it started picking up speed. And I know what's getting ready to happen. We're getting ready to get bluff charged.
So this is a place that we call Dark Hollow. We're on our way to it. We just happened to see these two concrete blocks here. I don't know what they are. They don't appear to be tombstones. We're going to check it out. Definitely, say, support columns for structures. Or one structure. Here's what we can find here. Cool. So next time I come down here, I'm gonna make a point to stop and video every single Indian mound that I know about. We've already passed 4 or 5. I don't know whether this close. Didn't get a chance to video all of them. Next time for sure, guys. So we're up here, just up from Hotel California. And point this out to you. This is definitely a trail marker. The tree only looks to be about 70, 80, maybe 100 years old. But this is how they mark their trails, the pioneers and the Indians. Now, the older the tree is, of course, the bigger it'll be, and the bigger the bend will be.
That first one that you passed would be the first mark, and then this continues on a straight path to the second mark. And then there may be another one.
Well, the only thing is, this one here, that's a young tree, so I don't know. You know, woodsmen back in the day, they use these to mark trails as well. So you have a lot of people that mark trails like this. But this is what you want to see. What you're looking for when you're looking for trail markers, right there. I'm going to take a picture of that. Really cool, and they're all over this park, just like the mounds, all over the place. It's amazing. Right, a lot of these trees are only 40 or 50 years old, but there's some much older. Okay, we just walked a few feet. Another trail marker right there. And it's just not very far from
It's right there, baby.
that one, if you can see that one right there still.
See it?
Yeah, I see it. So, I wonder where these trails lead to. Maybe one day we'll find out. One day. Okay, everyone, it's Saturday night. We're all tent camping down to LBL. There's my group. This is our second night tent camping, something that most YouTubers seem reluctant to do, but they sure like to talk about the LBL while staying in their hotels and cabins. Last night, something happened after me and Letitia went to bed, so we're gonna... Hello, everybody. This is Brotherhood of the Wolf. A few of the members. And here's our newest member, Sister Jessica Jones, the Cryptid Huntress herself. Sister Jessica, would you please tell everyone what in the world happened last night after Letitia and I went to bed?
We had a lot of activity last night. We got charged by something that came up over that mound over there, that hill, mountain.
Yeah.
I'm not sure which I want to call it. But after you guys went to bed, Martin went to bed, everybody went to bed, Matt and I stayed up. We were hanging out around the campfire. We were laughing. We were having fun. We were just talking about stuff, life, you know.
Right.
And I was getting tired. I should have gone to bed when y'all went to bed, okay? Because about 2 o'clock in the morning, something comes running down this hill right behind me right here. And it was full throttle, full force, running down, and it sounded like it almost slid right behind me. And you know, and I'm used to like hearing things like that. You know, I go out in the field a lot doing my Bigfoot and field research and stuff.
Yeah.
And usually it's cool because it's like, oh, cool, they're out here. You know, they let us know they're here, and it stops. This was relentless. It came down here behind us, and as it's coming over here, whatever this is, there's more than one. And we both, Matt and I, jump up. We go over to that tree over there on the other side of the fire, and we stand back to back because whatever this is coming at us. Well, there was something else over here. We could tell there were multiple creatures out here, and they were on 2 feet,
Right.
bipedal. So I back up. I remember walking backwards to my truck, which is like, what is that, 20 yards over there, something like that.
Right.
And I went to go get something to protect myself and my night vision camera. Okay. And because we couldn't see anything. It was so dark out here last night.
Yes.
The stars were gone. It was what does Matt say? Darker than dark, blacker
It
than
is.
black. I mean,
This is the LBL
it
at night.
it was so dark. It was alarming how dark it was. It was alarming how much whatever it was out here was so aggressive. And as I'm walking backwards, I'm getting to my truck. Right when I get to my truck, something lobbed a huge rock into the lake right in front of my truck.
Wow.
And so after that, multiple rocks were thrown in our direction all over the place. When I got back over to the tree, Matt and I stood back to back for about an hour, literally. And we were just sitting here, we were trying to see what it was, because something came from the other side behind the other side of the camp. There's another hill over there, like a mound.
Right,
or a
right
mountain.
behind Letitia and my tent.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So there was something walking over there, multiple things walking over there, multiple things walking behind the road, like where my truck is, multiple beings right here. And so the only thing we had to look through was my night vision, which sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't get it to focus, and the power was draining quickly. So it kept turning off by itself. It was just weird. It just completely was malfunctioning. And, but it was better than nothing.
Right.
And so we were hearing these, whatever they were walking right. I mean, we had the trucks part. We had Martin's truck over here. We had Matt's truck over here. They were standing right behind the trucks. I mean, we're talking about within feet of where we were standing. They were walking right up to us. And I were looking through my night vision, and we couldn't see anything. There was no eye shine. There was no animals. You know, we're trying to think, like, what could this be? Animals? Could this be deer? Could it be a bear? There's no growling. There was no noises except for the walking
Mm-hmm.
and the shuffling, and then the rocks being thrown. Okay. And so at some point, I believe Martin's truck got hit a couple times. But we knew there was something right behind him. We knew there was something right behind Matt's truck. Matt eventually turned on his headlamp. We turned on flashlights. We were trying to, just see what was out there, because there was nothing showing up in my night vision. But yet it was right here in our camp, and we couldn't
Right.
see anything.
I've experienced that myself. And that's because these things were cloaking, right? That's the reason.
I mean, that's the only explanation that we have, really. We don't know how they were able to do that, but we were surrounded. And this was about 2 a.m. This was until about 4:30 in the morning. We finally were able to both turn in. We both turned in around the same time. We debated staying up all night till the sun came up. But I was tired. I knew we had a big day today, and he did too. And honestly, I don't think either of us felt comfortable staying up by ourselves out here. I mean, it was real intense.
Right. Were you scared? Did it scare you? How did it make you feel?
I try not to say, when I say I wasn't scared, I was more alarmed. It was scary.
Yeah.
It was actually quite scary, but knowing that you guys were here, you and Tish were sleeping, Martin was sleeping, and it was just me and Matt.
Mm-hmm.
And Matt's a tough dude, man. I'm a tough chick. We can handle our own, but there was a point where I told Matt, I was like, I'm not comfortable with this. This is messed up. I'm tough and on. I came here for this. I'm not going anywhere. I came to LBL for this.
Have you ever experienced anything this aggressive before? You're from Georgia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever experienced anything this aggressive before? They would just come right up to you and stay?
Yes, I have once, but not where it was so loud like this. I mean, there was a scream in our base camp a long time ago, and I always said that was the top number 1 to 2 scariest nights in the field when this happened. But this was worse last night. Like, when I say worse, it's kind of better because it was cool, because it was
exhilarating, right?
It was terrifying. It was scary, but it was also amazing. The fact that we didn't get hurt.
Right.
Nothing. We never pulled any weapons out or anything like that. We were prepared to defend ourselves. You know what I mean? But we just kind of let it happen. We were just letting whatever it was be, and it was scary. I'm not gonna lie.
So this is the scariest night. Last night was the scariest night that you ever had in the field. Would you say that?
It's one of the scariest nights. I'm gonna say top 3.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, Brother Martin, I know we were already in bed. Were you aware of any of this stuff that was happening?
Oh yes, we had come in here, but first off, I'd like to say hello to everyone over at the Woodwalkers camp. and a special
Yes.
man by the name of Gary Spike Sr. Hello to you guys tonight. So 2 of us came in to set the camp up initially. We've been out here for a few days before everyone else came in. We chose this area because this is one of the areas that we have a very large Indian mound, American Indian mound, that is behind us. And this is an area that is extremely active for Bigfoot and Dogman. It is probably one of the hardest access roads to get to and land between the lakes.
Now, this bay behind us, where are we at not exactly. I don't want everybody traipsing around here. I used to not care about giving the location of the things that happen, but we got a lot of undesirables coming into this place now. So just generally, where are we at?
We're in between the areas of 2 of the most active witness reports that I received, in between Mammoth and Craven's Bay, and I've had many active reports from the month of February and March, and that's one of the reasons why we chose to come up in here. Last night, an account, but we go back a few nights when we were by ourselves, we had activity, and we had seen one of the hairy men come into the camp peeking between the trees. This one was a good size one, between 6 and 7 foot tall. It's hard to really tell the height, but it kept ducking behind trees. We've been visited in the daytime and nighttime by Bigfoot right here. They're here. The witnesses tell us about their locations, and we go check it out. But last night specifically, when we went to bed, my truck was shaking, and we had huge, large rocks coming into the camp. We're talking about 2 fists, bigger than 2 fists. And the funny thing is, these are not the same rocks from the lake. These are rocks from off the mountain behind us. And so we had rocks coming in, we had rocks splashing into the lake. It was extremely unaggressive. I think they were testing us. They kept coming in and out. And I think Jessica can account, this was a test for us.
Yeah, that's what I felt. I felt like it was kind of gauging our response. It was gauging our fear. It was gauging everything. And Matt and I are, we're kind of tough and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it still, it tested me for sure last night, and it put me to the test. And I was so thankful to have had that experience. I thought it was really great. Anytime we leave the woods unharmed is a wonderful thing.
It is. It's a wonderful thing. What is your overall impression of the land between the lakes, sister?
Oh, I love it. I love it here. I think that it's different here. It's a different energy. I've researched all over the southeast, all over the country, really, all over up and down the East Coast, as far as cryptid field research goes. This is a whole different ball game out here. And we may go out in the field, years on end, months on months, out in North Georgia and stuff. We have a lot of Bigfoot activity, but the amount of activity, we even had something happen tonight. Something was running down that burial mound over there. It's like the burial mound's like a mountain. Okay, it's like a large hill.
So this is a great location. I think this is the first time that Letitia and I have ever been to this location.
Yeah.
And so, what would you tell the people, our viewers, if they want to come to the land between the lakes? Was there any advice that you can give them?
Well, I gotta say, there was actually a family camped out down the road from here, and they had children. And my mind, the entire time, we were being accosted by, and it's another thing, I'm not sure if I thought it was Bigfoot, but I was definitely feeling towards the end of dogmen out here as well.
Yeah.
And I was kind of worried that those children were going to be affected last night by all of this commotion and everything, because it was loud, it was pretty violent, and I kept telling Matt, and I were saying, I'm just glad it's us and not them. I'm glad it's us and not them. I would advise people to be careful if you have your children out here in places like this.
Right.
In these remote camping areas like we're in, I know
We're way in deep. We're
We're-
not anywhere that, this place here most people don't go to. Right? They confine themselves to the campgrounds and the cabins, and they don't come out here in the deepest part of the LBL. So, yeah, well, this is a great location. And you and Matt ended up with your backs against a tree last night.
Yes.
You were so concerned of what was going to happen, right?
We were back to back actually, and we were standing against one of these trees right here, and he's looking out one way and I'm looking out the other, and I've got the night vision, and and Matt was like, "They're right here. Look over here," and I'm like, "No, they're over here. Look, I'm looking over here." Because they were literally surrounding us. I mean, around. Our cars and our camps are kind of circle. They go in a circular area right here, and so they were everywhere. And when I say everywhere, they were walking. You could hear them walking up to our vehicles, but we could not see them with our own eyes. Like we
Right.
couldn't see them. We could even with our night vision, couldn't see anything. No eye shine, no eye glow. They weren't grunting. They weren't making any kind of noises. They weren't whooping or hollering. Nothing. And at some point, we were hearing howling in the distance as well towards the end last night.
Wow.
And so we were like, well, I thought when it first ran down the hill at first, and it was like jarring to us, and we jumped up, and they started coming at us, and we jumped and ran. We kind of jumped over there. I thought it was Bigfoot, but then I questioned. I thought, well, maybe with the stealthiness of what they were doing, it could have been a dogman as well.
Right.
So
no telling.
It was whatever it was. There were a lot of them, and they were surrounding us last night.
Wow.
Right here.
So this is like this is your second visit to the Land Between the Lakes as a wolf sister. What do you think about the Brotherhood of the Wolf? What are your impressions of us? Can you tell the people if we're for real, if we're just down here, making stuff up? Tell everybody the honest truth about the Brotherhood of the Wolf.
Well, it's not for the faint of heart, and it's as real as this is as real as it gets out here, and I appreciate you guys inviting me and asking me to be a part of the Brotherhood and the Sisterhood of the Wolf, and
it's an honor for us.
Thank you. Coming out here takes a lot of balls.
Yeah.
And it's not for the faint of heart, and this is if you want real disclosure, if you're coming from a disclosure standpoint when it comes to Dogman and Bigfoot, this is where you're going to find it, amongst the Brotherhood of the Wolf, and this wonderful group of people, just lots of integrity, lots of grit, true grit out here, when it comes to just the experience and having the courage to be out here to do this. I mean, camping in tents out here amongst all these dogmen, all these Bigfoot, and they're not. These are some of the more aggressive cryptids I've experienced out here, and they don't hide. I mean, they hide, of course. They'll hide. They make their presence known, and they don't give a damn. They came right up in our camp last night, and I think they came in our camp a while ago, as a matter of fact.
Right.
And they're
I
probably
wish
gonna
we'd
come
have
back
got that
tonight.
on film, but we were all building a fire and getting settled back in from our visit with the Woodwalkers meet and greet.
Yep.
And hello to everyone at the Woodwalkers, and hello to my wolf brother and wolf sister Mark and Becca Green. Sorry you couldn't make it. Brother Martin, is there anything you'd like to add to this?
Definitely. I have something to say to Miss Jessica. It is a privilege to have you here and be a part of the group.
Thank you.
And your credibility and your reputation as a highly skilled investigator in the woods, it adds so much to our group, and we're just glad to have you here. God bless you. Glad to have you here.
Glad you're our sister.
Thank you. I
Yes,
appreciate
we're glad to have you, and honored for you to be here, Sister Jessica. And thank you so much for telling everybody what happened to you guys last night. I'm sorry that we were asleep. Maybe something happened tonight that we can film and show everyone. So there's nothing fake about this group. There are no acting, no actors. Everything is real, unscripted. Nothing's planted. Everything happens exactly as you see it. And thank you so much for being here, sister.
Of course. Thank you for allowing me to be here. You know, we were going to come wake y'all up last night. I thought about it for a minute.
Well, something
Mhm.
scratched our tent last night.
Yeah.
And we were
Yeah.
just kind of so tired. We was like, yeah, okay, something's scratching the tent.
Well, we didn't go to bed till like after 2 a.m.
So, but we
Mhm.
still don't know what that was.
Well,
Yeah,
and-
5 minutes after we went inside the tent, something scratched our tent, and Letitia said, "Baby, did you hear that?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I heard it. How could I not hear that?" But the fire was still going, and I could see all 4 walls of the tent, and I saw no shadows.
Yeah,
So I
that's what
thought,
he
well,
said.
I don't know what
No
that
shadows.
is. So
And I had my twinkle lights on, so y'all probably had to see a shadow.
yes,
Also, when Matt went to his tent last night, something brushed on his tent as well. And then
Really?
right after that, he heard a wood knock on top of that mound.
Yeah, I remember him telling us that when we
Mhm.
got up this morning. He heard a wood knock right before we went to bed.
Yeah, and he and I went to sleep around 4:30. We stayed up for about it was around, was it 3:30, 4? It was about 4, around 4 o'clock in the morning. We went to bed, both of us. We both turned in, and I gotta tell you, I was a little reluctant to go over to my truck, you know, by myself.
yeah.
It was that intense.
Well, you
last
could have
night.
came to the tent, one of our tents, and slept in there. So
I would have screamed. Y'all would have heard me.
no,
if there's a
we wouldn't have
problem.
cared. But thank you so much, sister. We
Yeah.
love you, and we love you, Brother Martin, and thank you guys for watching. We'll be back again soon with more real Land Between the Lake. I don't know, there's just so much happens here. It's hard to document it all. I'm 2 or 3 videos behind, but definitely going to put this one out soon. And you guys, we love you, and thank you for
Love
telling
everyone,
everybody
and God
what's going
bless
on.
you, each
God
and
bless
every
you
one.
guys.
Good night.
What'd you hear, Megan?
Tree branch snapping.
Tree snaps? What'd you hear, Sister
It
Anna?
sounded like a tree snap over this way. Now, I didn't hear what Tiffany heard this way, but I heard the tree snap this way. Did you hear that talking?
No, we're talking.
Oh, it's starting. Sounds like it's over this way.
What's that? Did you hear that? Like, whoa, whoa.
Yeah. It's not a male, is it?
No.
I thought that was an owl.
Hmm?
I thought that was an owl.
No.
That's why I didn't say anything.
Two a.m. Man Between the Lakes. What's that? What's it sound like? That was an owl.
Yeah, that was an owl. Deep.
Deep.
You hear it's like deep male voices talking. Do you hear?
Coming from this direction.
That's why I was wondering if those campers. I don't see any. Well, I mean, it's 2
There
a.m.
are campers over there, but they're a good ways away.
Yeah.
They're like 100 yards away, 300 feet. I'm not likely to hear them talking unless they're hollering.
Yeah. I don't have to pop on me.
That was not a tree knock. That was the fire.
Yeah.
Wow. We're in danger. What was it, sister?
Back this way. It's like another limb break.
Yeah, I heard that too.
A limb break over here.
Yeah, towards down
Yeah, that
that
was
way.
weird.
Mhm.
I don't see anything.
I don't see anything at all either. I'm not seeing any eye shine. I'm not seeing any movement in the trees because it's very still right now.
Okay, let's just sit here for a little while. Turn the lights off and the camera off. Maybe it'll start up again.
Nothing. It just moved that tree.
What?
That tree just moved.
Which tree?
So we got the big one right
Point
here.
your light at it.
Right here.
That lantern's messing me up.
See?
I'm gonna go turn this lantern off. If you hear something, Tiff, shine your light on it, okay? If you hear something.
Eye shine. I just got eye shine. Back there. Point my light out. It's almost directly in front of you, Bart.
Eye shine?
Got some. And then it immediately went away.
Woo, 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 wah!
Whatever it wasn't happy. what that is?
What?
Do you know what
No.
it is?
I have no
Did you
clue.
hear it screeching?
Yeah.
The screeching? There's footsteps.
It's very interesting. Our fires.
I'm on fire.
About to burn us
Ah!
Just don't get in my hair and make it burn my mess again. Or something. I can hear it walking very loudly up here, but I can't find where it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's like something will happen over here, and then you hear footsteps over here. And then when that goes quiet, something happens over here.
Yeah.
It's like a misdirection each time. It's just like footsteps, that's me.
Oh, it got you, didn't it?
Yeah.
And then it goes quiet.
And then it goes quiet, and then you can't see it, and then there's multiple again. And over here.
Was that Russia you saw close to the ground, or?
No. It was kind of, I don't want to say midway up the tree, but because that's hard to kind of gauge, but you know.
What color was it?
I like yellows. Maybe again.
Mm-hmm.
Can't find it.
see a little possum or armadillo.
What's that? What'd you say?
Oh, I don't know if it's just a possum or armadillo or something like that, but it sounds like there's multiple. But then when you shine the light on where they are, it's just not there. Or they go quiet. Yeah. I feel like there's multiple because you can hear something over here too. I don't see any eye shine anymore. Come over by your tent, Tiffany. It's quiet now. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it could be fish. But then I thought I heard walking on ground. But maybe it's trying to distract us from what's going on over here. Yeah, very possible. Because I don't see anything. Ugh. I don't hear it no more. Me neither. And I don't hear anything walking this way either. Mm-mm.
So this is where we've been camping for 2 nights and 3 days. Way out in the middle of nowhere. So I think everyone should come down here at least once and experience this wonderful little slice of nature for yourselves. And I guarantee it, if you come down here one time, you will come back. God bless you guys. Thank you for watching. LBL once again. And we're tent camping this time. It's the second night. Last night was very interesting, shall we say. And hopefully it's going to be that way tonight. This is our little campground. Pardon that there, that's not us. And we got Brother Martin, War Criminal 7 down here, Letitia and I. And we have Jessica, the Cryptid Huntress, Jessica Jones right there. She's a great lady. She's the newest member of our Brotherhood. Y'all say hello to everybody.
Hey guys.
Are y'all having a good time down here in the LBL?
Absolutely.
It's terrifyingly amazing.
Did you have a good night last night, sister?
I did. We got charged last night in the base camp, me and Matt, after everybody went to bed. By
Right.
something that came down. It wasn't just one, it was a bunch of somethings. All
As you
around,
can
we were
see,
surrounded.
yeah, we are in the thick of it down here. And it's a dead end road and hardly anyone comes here. So we're gonna see what happens tonight. Hopefully something happens tonight. Y'all say goodbye.
Bye.